What's up, world? Your homegirl, Ivy, Katie, whatever you want to call me. Just talk to me nice because we are here and we are proud as our new sponsors for Rawrrzone Media and the Road to the Give Back is powered by Future Proof Music School. Artists, producers, if you're serious about music and your craft, it's time to start guessing and start growing. With industry leaders like John Van Seggern and Prototype, Future Proof is changing the game with a new kind of music education, where AI meets real mentorship to help level you up faster. We're talking about 24/7 AI coaches, personalized learning paths, and real producers guiding you every step of the way. So you're not just learning, you're building your sound and you're building your career. Guys, no more wasting time on those random tutorials. This is about intentional growth, built for the future of this industry. Tap in right now, start your 14-day free trial, and lock in your subscription. This is more than a class, this is the next level. Follow them, click on their photo on our website, and of course, tap it with them.
You locked into Chicago's #1 for hits, FFAB 94.5, The Hits.
Let's get back to the mix.
PUSO 82.3 FM, we're the independent artists. Now streaming on all smart TVs. Just add the Live 365 channel and search PUSO. PUSO 82.3 FM, where the independent artists are the stars.
You're now listening to the Evening Rush Network.
Over the Golden Gate, city waking up, hear the trolley brakes. Started where the corner boys to the orchestrate. Dreams in the concrete trying to generate. Now it's rooftop views by the waterline. Now it's champagne toast while the skylight shine. From the scope to the world, yeah, the stars align, huh? I'm 20 summers in, yeah, it's perfect timing. Yeah, mama said move smooth, never chase the shine. Now it's cognac glass in my cufflinks shining. From the blocks to the church, yeah, it's perfect alignment. Now the whole city moving when I'm rhyming. DJ, let it breathe real slow. Let the horns come in, let the live drums drop. That's that cookout classic with a global glow. Dance like it's 92, y'all. Let's go. Say it, bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said, hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. I said, bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said, hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. Yeah, sun's out, shades on, feeling real cool. Slide to the function like I made all the rules. DJ spin it back, don't play it low. If it ain't got that bounce, then the party don't move. Hold up, who got the vibe on lock? Got the crowd hella lit when the beat drop. Got two-stepping out his flip-flops. Auntie's all feeling, but she's still on top. I'm like, wait, let me talk my talk. I'm a smooth operator when I hit that walk. From the phone 1-5 where we mobbing floss. Now the whole world copy how the bass just talk. Left side bounce, right side lean. If you feel that slap, gon' step on the scene. When I step on the stage, whole crowd go yay. From the phone 1-5, let me hear y'all say. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. When I say two-step, you say slide. Two-step, two-step. When I say old school, you say vibe. Old school, old school. When I say two-step, you say slide. Two-step, two-step. When I say old school, you say vibe. Old school, old school. Slide on them, glide on them. Keep it playing my when we ride on them. From the 415 to the globe. Dance like it's 92, let's go. I said slide on them, glide on them. Keep it playing my when we ride on them. From the 415 to the globe. Dance like it's 92, let's go. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day. I said bounce with it, slide with it. 92 vibe, let's ride with it. I said, hey, okay. Dance like it's 92 all day.
outside with it. Can't believe I'm still alive, I tell them God did it. Overcoming every demon, every lie spit. Devil thought he had me, you would think that I was tired tripping. So you know I'm coming with the heat like it's July with it. 2025 had a little bit of pride to it. I was fighting with the flesh, I had to die to it. Difference between a blessing and a curse that is fine doing. You just gotta vibe to it, baby. It's a new year, happy new year. Tell them it's a new you, what it do, yeah. If you stepping out on faith, you deserve a new pair. If you wasn't for his grace, would you even be here? Oh no, breakthrough, baby, who cares? He gon' work it out for you, living proof here. Never had a new jeans, cutting loose, yeah. Now I'm walking in the truth. Let me introduce, yeah, yeah. I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like he don't play about it. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from the gift, he finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like you don't play about it. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from the gift, he finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like
he said no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I laid it at his feet and at the altar. And anytime I'm feeling weak, I close my eyes and bow my head. Cause we all know he don't play about his daughters. And I ain't never played about my father. Just need a bit more faith to go harder. If he said it, then he meant it. Said he do it and he did it right. So now we really moving smarter. This that feel good music, make you heal good music. This that sing because I'm happy and I still could music. Holy Spirit, feel better than the real good music. When the views don't mean nothing and he still gon' use it. What you know about your faith making you a champion. Almost giving up, but you knew that he would handle it. I'm back and better than he there when no one understands. So name a better friend, I placed it in his hands.
I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like he don't play about it. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my God. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from the gift, he finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like you don't play about it. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my God. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from the gift, he finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like I don't ever gotta worry about it. He gon' handle it like you don't play about it. If he said it, he gon' stand on it like you don't know my Lord. Yeah, my God, he my champion. Any weapon from the gift, he finna cancel it. Two-stepping, baby, I'ma put a dance on it like
So first of all, Josh is plotting on my downfall because we finally premiered the video on Rawrrzone. And Josh want to go and say, if I get flagged, I get flagged. So, boo to you, Josh. Where is it? It's not giving me my boos right now, but I'm going to find you, bro. But what's up, everyone? It is your home. Let me take this off. It's trying to block me from being great right now. Yeah, Josh. I bet you were in this chat. Yeah. Someone give the boot to him. All right. So we here. What's up, everyone? It's your homegirl, Ivy, Katie, whatever you want to call me. Please talk to me nice. We are on day 2 of our podathon. We were on with Sean from the quarantine, and we're here today. We're here tomorrow, and we're back here on Monday. So please enjoy all the Rawrrzone, all the fun. You could catch us everywhere on our website, www.rawrzonenyc.com, our YouTube and Twitch at rawrzonenyc. You could catch In the House podcast on our website. You could catch the Gorilla Talk podcast on the Rawrrzone Twitch, as well as our YouTube. And of course, Rawrrzone Media on iHeart, Amazon Music, all that good stuff. You can find us at our radio homes of Fab 94.5 FM, Tuesdays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch me on Booster 82.3 FM Wednesdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, at our home of the Evening Rush Radio Network, Fridays at 10 p.m. So if you get tired of us, even though I know I'm fighting a losing battle, being that the Knicks game is on right now, but it's okay. We're gonna enjoy the ride anyways. If you do want to tune into more Rawrrzone, go hop on the eveningrushradionetwork.com or tap in via our website. Whew. We are powered by the PNSBC. Shout out to Coach Coney Brooks and Miss Lakima of the P&J Beacon. And, of course, Mr. Coney Brooks of Wings Academy, Phipps Neighborhoods. The Phipps Neighborhoods Spring Basketball Classic brings together top high school talent across NYC while promoting competition, education, and community growth. Catch all games on YouTube at youtube.com/@PNSBC The League. You want to promote your brand with us, your business, your music, definitely partner with us. But guys, I need y'all to tap in because Wings Beacon Elite is getting their rematch against the WPC Wolfpack, and we need that W. So I need us to go to the next round because I'm still learning about basketball and I cannot have my heart broken. But please subscribe to their YouTube, show them love. Of course, we are powered by Future Proof Music School. You're going to hear about this all night, and if you get tired of me, who cares? This program helps the future of how artists learn, grow, and build careers. If you are one of those that want to be self-taught, but at the same time learn from the best, this is the type of program for you. So please enjoy your interview with us and get to learn more about them. And then remember, they got a 14-day trial. So what does it hurt if you actually try it? All right, guys. So my last announcement before I bring our guest up is our road to the give back. I know I said I was slacking for a while to put all of the flyers up. We are finally in the month of May 30th. Please meet us at Singer Hall. We are doing the road to the give back, our first stop promoting sarcoma awareness and raising funds for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. My friend Sean Segui had intimal sarcoma in the heart and the blood vessels, and he only got to live long enough to really just advocate for it and to just tell us about it. It's one of those things where even if you don't know what it is, it kills a whole community. Excuse me, sorry about that. Our initiative has been helping out the last 9 years, and I've been seeing a number of people that got to work with us unfortunately lose their battle with sarcoma, from osteosarcoma with our friend Kelly, Sean having intimal sarcoma. I'm now seeing our friend G3, who is now being put in hospice care, and it takes a lot on the families and the caregivers and those that are working with these patients. So while you guys call this a thing and it's because it's something you don't know, someone's really experiencing it. Sarcoma affects 1% of adult cancers, but yet 15% of juvenile cancers. And this is why we do what we do. We go and we have our multiple events across New York City. We have our toy drive at the end of the year for the Mount Sinai Kravish Children's Hospital and the SFA. And we just look to always bring more help and awareness for the community. We are having such an amazing turnout as far as speakers. We have sarcoma survivor Alonzo Phillips with us. He will also be on Rawrrzone Monday talking about his sarcoma battle and what he's doing to make the world aware of his battle. We also have Brian Romero for New York Assembly for the Queens District. It's really an honor to have our local community leaders come in and help support us. He'll talk about his platform and the importance of giving back. We have performances by Miss Amanda Elgin, Miss CZK, the one and only Flow So Righteous making his Give Back debut. We have MC Powerful. Shout out to Williams Media Group. And of course, we got Thought Provoker in the building. It is also a birthday celebration for Ace Bradley and myself. My birthday is the 9th, but I'd rather just celebrate it here. And if you're gonna do anything for my birthday, please go to our GoFundMe. GoFundMe /Give Back for Sean. Make a donation if you can't make it. We're trying to make a $10,000 goal. And we can't do it without you guys. We're also giving back to the artists. Shout out to DigiWax G, aka Jeevis. Shout out to Miss Krista B. Shout out to Ace Bradley. Shout out to Stellar Connects, DJI Radio, the Evening Rush Radio, In the Field Radio. The other day, everyone that's donating their time, their media services, to give these artists a platform to be able to grow. Because it's not just about what you do on the stage, it's how you present yourself. So I'm glad we get to actually give this opportunity to the artists while we're giving back to the Sarcoma Foundation. And that, in the end, is what it's all about. It takes a village. But I'm about to lose my breath, and I can, because I'm going to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, our other sponsor of to give back as well, Mr. John Van Seggern of Future Proof Music School. Tonight's episode is for the creators, the producers, and the artists who are tired of guessing and want to level up in their craft. We're sitting down with a true innovator in the music space, the founder and CEO of Future Proof Music School, John Van Seggern. Now, this isn't just another music school conversation. This is about the future of how artists learn, grow, and build careers. From his experience working with top institutions to now creating an AI-powered platform designed to give artists personalized guidance and mentorship, John is changing the game when it comes to music education. In today's conversation, we're really diving into how AI is reshaping the creative processes, why traditional learning models are falling behind, and what artists actually need to succeed in today's industry. If you ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure about your next move as a creative, this episode should give you some clarity, direction, and a whole new experience, hopefully. Without further ado, let's have a round of applause for John Van Seggern.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for being here. This is truly amazing what you do. I want to thank your wife for tuning into our platform and, liking what we do. So it's an honor to be seen by you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. So what part of the future of the music industry should we tackle first?
Oh man. First I want to get into a little on your backstory. For those that don't know, right? Because I was truly new. I'm still new to learning. I went from being a photographer to working in media in this capacity, and I kind of just got thrown into it. And then you see all the changing evolution just with making these platforms alone, right? But then you start seeing what you guys are doing in the music industry, and then you see the AI thing, and then you see all of this, and it's just so much to keep up with.
Yeah, I feel that. It is a lot to keep up with. It's hard.
But for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about you. Who is John Van Seggern?
Okay, well, I've had a long and varied career in the entertainment industry. I think most people who have any longevity to their career in entertainment end up doing a lot of different things and finding their way into niches that they never knew existed or never expected that they'd be in. But because everything changes, trends change and technologies change and fads and what's popular changes. But I was originally and am still a jazz bass player. I'm an upright bass player. And originally I went to school in New York City, actually, at the New School in Manhattan. Wow. I played jazz for a number of years. Then I was seeking bigger audiences and higher income levels. So I started playing, I'm a bass player. I started playing bass in pop bands, and I ended up playing for a lot of large pop acts in Asia mostly. I lived in Hong Kong and I played with the biggest artists over there. I've toured all over the world multiple times with Asian artists and did that for a number of years, and then I moved on. I guess I'm easily bored and I'm always trying to do something new. So I moved on to computer music and DJing. When I was still over there, I was a techno DJ and I had a band with a computer band with a British guy called Digital Cut Up Lounge. And then after a few years of that, I moved back here to the States. I moved to LA and I got involved in the underground electronic scene here for a number of years, and I ended up working at some music technology companies, notably Native Instruments. And then in the last years, the last decade, I've been working in education, but specifically for electronic music producers. That's pretty much the niche that I'm in now.
All right. Yeah, you froze for a minute. I was like, what's going on?
So where did you lose me? Did you hear that?
You got up to the point where you talked about education and then your head tilted and it was just over from there.
So ever since my head tilted, I've been working in online education for electronic music producers at a few different schools. And now I've started my own school, Future Proof.
So looking into your background, you work with institutions like Dubspot and Icon Collective. What did those experiences teach you about what artists need, and you brought that into Future Proof?
Well, there's two sides of what people need, which is probably true for most fields, but you need to learn the skills and techniques. And then once you got the basics down, you need to absorb the artistic perspective from somebody who's really been successful and actually done it and made a mark for themselves. That's what I learned at jazz school in New York, and that's what I've been trying to do through online education for these last years. When I started working in online education, it was really hard because all we could do is watch videos and have like a chat room or something. But once we got video conferencing and that got quite good, then it's a lot more possible to have more of a personal connection online. So my school is all about, we use AI and video and computers to teach you the fundamental skills. And then at some point, you're going to need personal guidance from our mentors. And so we try to get the best of both worlds there.
How do you feel, or what moment made you realize that traditional music education really needed to change?
Well, I've been working on updating music education for years. It's kind of a step-by-step process, I'd say. But the main thing I'm trying to work on with Future Proof is that traditional quote-unquote education, often you're buying into a big program of something that says, pay a bunch of money and take this whole long thing and then you'll know everything. And the reality is people start at different points. A lot of people have learned a lot of things on their own already. You don't need to start at the beginning. And if you make everybody start at the beginning, it makes it really, really expensive. So one of the things we're trying to use the AI for is to understand what people need to know next and offer them what is at their level so that they're not wasting time and they're learning the thing that they need to learn to move on.
Isn't it such a tricky thing, though, when it comes to AI? How much is it like, yes, it does make our life easier, but how much does it take away from the original, like the things the technical things you're supposed to learn from it if they're doing a lot of it for you?
Well, my school isn't really teaching people to make music with AI. We're using AI to help teach people music more. And I'm not totally opposed to using AI for music, but most of the serious students I have aren't that interested in using AI to make music, to be honest. And what I'm trying to teach them is to understand how to have control over the medium that they're working with, like knowing their brushes if they're a painter. And I think eventually people will use AI more to maybe like make the drum beats that they use, but still there's going to be a lot of human artistic choice picking out what sounds to use and how to arrange them. I don't think the future music scene is just going to be people typing in prompts and getting the whole song spit out. That's fun for people to play with, but I don't think that's the future of the music world, to be honest.
Like I see the stuff about Dinya Monet, the new AI artist, the R&B artist, and then T-Roy. We played his song earlier in the show, and he ends up doing a battle with an AI rapper. And
I haven't heard that one.
I know, and I sit here and I'm like, you do realize this is so counterproductive.
What do you mean?
Even though I went along with it and just watched it unfold.
What do you mean it's counterproductive? Tell me about that. I'm interested.
I feel like, so when I first heard about it, I was like, wait, how do you insult a computer?
I suppose it's hard to roast a computer and have it care. It's not going to be bothered.
Yeah, it's not going to cry. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to... How did that work?
You know, that could be fun for a minute, but you know what that reminds me of? Like, we know that computers can play chess better than people, but nobody's trying to watch people play computers in chess anymore. Like, it was a novelty when they first made computers play chess, and they got really good, but nobody cares about that anymore.
Yeah, because it was easy to beat them.
And I mean, what fun is there in that? Like, we like to watch people compete in things, you know? And,
yeah.
And I think that's in music. I mean, ultimately, if you look at the big picture, like, I was thinking about this again today, as I do most days, but what do we really like about music? Like, it's not just the sound of it. It's like, I like to think, when I listen to music, I like to think somebody made that and it's about their experience or what they were feeling at that moment. And that's how I relate to it. And if I know that it wasn't anybody and it was just a computer, it doesn't touch me in the same way. I think people will use AI to make music in the future, but they might just use it for pieces of the music, or they might use it for the kind of forgettable background music that we don't really care about anyway.
True.
So, like, if you use music to make a 3-second little bumper for your show, I think that's fine. I don't really care about that. Are we going to hire a live band just to make that? I don't know. But on the other hand, if you want to make it exactly like you want it, then maybe you won't be able to make it with AI anyway.
Do you feel like artists should be scared of AI, or should they really embrace it?
To be honest, that's a really complicated question, because I think ultimately we will all be using AI probably for various things and no one will care. I think that'll be the ultimate outcome. But at the moment, I wouldn't want to be a big artist and come on and say, hey, I made my new album with AI. Like, probably everyone will hate you. So that's definitely something to consider. But I also personally I don't care if somebody uses AI to do something, but I'm not really interested in hearing their album. They're like, hey, I used AI to make all of my album, you know. That doesn't, because a lot of what you're listening to in music and art is like, it's like the person's process in discovering what they liked. You know what I mean? And so I could imagine, though, maybe somebody is just using AI to make music and they make 10 million songs and then they just pick out the best ones and they're like, only these 12 songs were the ones that were actually any good that I cared about. And maybe they spent just as much work sorting out those songs as I spent writing other songs. I don't know.
How does your platform personalize the learning journey for each artist?
The way it works is at first we ask them some questions when they're coming on about what kind of music they like and what skill level they're at. And then as they talk to our AI bot, which is either by text or by voice, it will remember the kind of things they're into. And so it lets you do things like you might be studying some general concept in music, like in mixing, you're studying like compression. There's a topic that we have to study in mixing, and you might wonder, how does that apply to me? I make dark wave music or house music or something, and this video is not about that, but I wonder how house music producers use it. So our AI can help you figure out how to apply the concepts to your particular style or whatever it is you're doing.
Okay. Wait, your head. Okay, no, you moved again. I'm sorry. Your head froze for a second, so I thought it was happening again. What are some of the mistakes as producers when they're coming together? What do you think is their mistake when starting out?
I think the biggest, I've watched at this point, I've run a lot of these programs, and I've seen hundreds of students go through these programs. So I've seen, if you do the work and practice the skills, just like anything, you can learn how to produce music, but can you learn how to make something original that resonates with people emotionally? That's not something that you can just learn through some recipe 1, 2, 3, or by copying your idols or something. So the biggest mistake I see people make is they get better and they learn the skills, but they just end up sounding like a copycat of somebody else. And then I always think, what was the point in that? I have somebody else. I have the original already. What do I need copycat 38 for? So I always encourage the students to expose themselves to different things and try to get a new combination of vibes that's going to lead to something original.
Can you walk us through how the AI coach works and how students interact with it?
There's a number of things that the AI coach does. So it can help them with the curriculum and courses. Like I was saying, it knows what they're working on and can give them the advice that they need at that moment when they're working on it. It can also recommend what they should study next to get, like if they're struggling with something, then they might ask, what could I do to get this more? And it can tell them, you need to go back and study some other concept first. The latest version of it that I'm working on now, we're currently beta testing, is an app that installs on your computer, and it can see your screen, and it can see what you're doing in your session, your music session, and it can talk to you by voice. So you can ask it, how do I make this sound more like this? Or how do I, whatever you need to do, it can kind of give you advice as you go along. It's kind of like having an expert sit next to you, and you can ask whatever you need.
What do you think with the AI coach as well as the mentorship, what do you think makes the mentorship so powerful compared to artists trying to self-teach themselves?
Well, the biggest thing there's a few really important things that you need a mentor for. If you've spent a lot of time working on music by yourself, you need somebody who has achieved some success to tell you, where am I at? Am I ready to release my music, or do I still have big problems that I need to fix? Does my music sound badly mixed or something, or am I using the wrong chords? Like if you're only working on your own and you've just played music for your fans and your friends, then maybe nobody told you, hey, that song is out of tune. Like you shouldn't release that. That melody sounds terrible. So you need that objective perspective, and you also need, it's like you need somebody to tell you, what do I need to progress? And it takes somebody more experienced than you to be able to look at, it might not be something in music. It might be you need to take a break and go watch a movie or go to an art museum or something. You need to stop copying Skrillex and do something original. It might be that kind of advice. You need to stop fighting with your girlfriend, whatever it is. But you need to get that advice from somebody who has achieved more than you and knows what they're talking about. That's what I would say.
What kind of breakthrough the transformations you've already seen from some of your students using the platform, and how do you measure success?
We're trying to help people reach whatever their personal goals are. For the majority of our students, it's probably getting their music good enough to release and then getting performances. So we've definitely seen students advance to from just having a lot. I mean, the typical progression from people having a lot of half-finished tracks that they're not sure about to having a collection of polished tracks that they're releasing online and getting streams. And we've definitely had students releasing music and getting gigs at festivals and getting played by major DJs and this kind of thing. I have a list on making a new website right now. It'll have all the references on it.
So you do so you kind of have also like an exit program for them of sorts, where you help point them to possible careers.
Yeah, but in this kind of world, in music and art, it's really individual. What kind of artist are you? What kind of opportunities are you getting? And that's why it's really, our finishing program is kind of, you're working with these people that are connected in the industry themselves. Like one of our teachers is the A&R guy for underground bass label in LA called Night Bass. It's been really important in the last years. So I've been working with him. I was working with him at our previous school too. So my system was if I started to hear that a certain student was ready to move up, then I would match them with a teacher like Petey that I knew was plugged into that world already. And he would help them meet the people that they need. It's hard to make like a formal program for that in music. You know what I mean? You can't guarantee like every student goes through our program is going to get signed to some label. It's like only the ones who are good enough and do the work are going to get signed.
No, of course.
But that's why it's really important to work with teachers who are still doing music and are still plugged in, and they actually know people who are still working in the industry and that kind of thing. That's where it's a live pipeline.
You talk about how they use, you have the forward thinking of not only thinking about the technical aspects, but you also talk about the business aspect of the artistry, so they can go through and be smarter than we were when we were starting into our careers. One thing a lot of artists struggle with is sustainability. What does building a long-term music career actually require today?
Wow, that's a big question. I mean, I don't know if I have the insight on that no one else has, but I would say the key is adaptability. You've got to find the opportunities now and then keep rolling with them, because even if you strike it rich tomorrow, if you want to talk about longevity, do any of us really know what the music industry is going to be like in 5 years? No. The one thing that I know is you've got to stay adaptable and flexible. But I guess there are some ideas you can put across. Like if you build your brand online so people know who you are and you have your reputation and you own some of your channels, your social channels or maybe your Bandcamp where you release music, then that is going to serve you well no matter what happens in the industry. You know what I'm saying? But I think I would advise people to be more self-reliant and not just wait to get signed by some mythical establishment.
And at the same token, artists today spending too much time chasing virality instead of impact.
I mean, probably, but it's not like, I don't know how. It doesn't matter how far back you want to go. It's not like anyone was paving a yellow brick road for artists ever. It's always been a struggle to get heard as an artist. It just took different forms, and now you have to post on the internet all the time. But when I was young, before the internet, you couldn't even post on the internet. There wasn't like you were distributing flyers at record shops or something. You know what I mean? Because you still had to work hard to get your message out there, but there was a lot more gatekeepers and less channels available. So now now we can talk to everybody, but now we have to post all the time. So I guess there's good and bad of it.
What habits or mindsets have you adapted to survive difficult situations coming up with future proof?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the same answer. You got to stay really adaptable because your plan of what you want to do from the beginning is probably going to change, and so you gotta actually, this is good advice for musicians and company owners. You got to look at the data of what's happening. So if you're a musician, you got to look at who's listening to my music, where are they, how can I reach them, and the kind of music that you make is really important too, because people in different genres of music, they consume that music or learn about that music in different places or in different ways. You know, some kinds of music, getting local gigs is still more important. Other kinds of music, it's all online or on TikTok. And so, but you got to be informed about that and try to figure it out if you're an artist or a company owner.
Beyond tech and education, what impact do you ultimately want Future Proof Music School to have on music culture?
Well, that's a really good question. Music is something really important to me, and the reason that I mean, personally, and the reason that I chose to work in music is because I believe it does good for people, and it brings people together and heals people, honestly. And I've seen it time and again. A lot of the students that have come to the schools I've worked at, the reason they chose to study music was almost always some personal experience where music turned out to mean a lot for them, or they felt like music saved them, or they wanted to bring that feeling to other people. So I would like Future Proof to contribute to training artists that will carry that forward and make a difference for other people. That's how I would measure success ultimately.
While the rise of technology and has become extremely helpful, it's also shed a giant light on mental health. How important is emotional intelligence and mental health in our creative development?
Yeah, I think that's very important. People have different ways to deal with that, whether it's, you know, just talking to your friends or meditating or going to therapy or whatever. But I do think that the modern world we live in as artists and humans is very overwhelming. We have so much input coming in every day. There's so many things we're trying to keep up with, and our brains were designed to be cavemen and be hunter-gatherers. So it's all a bit much for us. I think it is, I would just say it is really important to focus on mental health and self-care as one of your core goals. I guess as an artist and musician, it takes a long time and a lot of work to get good at your craft and be able to make something meaningful. And if you don't keep your mental health balanced, you won't last long enough to get there, is what I would say. You'll crash out and then you won't achieve your goals. So it's really important to take care of that.
How attentive or how one-on-one is the mentorship when the students are starting to feel discouraged in what they're doing?
Well, we got a couple different programs. So our main program is $99 a month, and you just get one check in a month with a mentor for that. We can't afford to give you a lot of help for that much price. We do have a lot of online group sessions you can come to. And that's a way that people can get in touch with the group and have face-to-face communication without having to spend thousands of dollars to be at an expensive music school. We are launching another program, which will be like a 12-week premium cohort where you'll work directly with my co-founder, Max, who's a dubstep artist named Prototype. And that's for people that are more serious, and he's going to give them all the training to launch their artist careers and finish releases. But really, I wish everyone could have one-to-one guidance all the time, but it's really a matter of what you can afford. You know what I mean?
No.
That's the problem. The best thing would always be to have somebody just sit with you and teach you, but most of us can't afford that.
And what do all the packages entail?
Well, our core membership it's called the Nexus membership, and you get all our courses and our AI and our live sessions and one mentor session a month. We also have, for $29 a month, you just study the courses and have the AI, and you can join our Discord, but we can't give you lessons with human beings for $29 a month. And then our new program, which will be Create Your EP, is going to be more in the range of $2,000 for the whole program for 3 months.
How can artists, after you going through the program, turn their skills into consistent income streams?
I think, that is another thing that's always changing. And it depends drastically on what kind of music you're doing, what kind of opportunities are available. But these days, the biggest opportunities are definitely live performance. That's what most people are trying to do. And if you are, most of the people that we're working with are artist producers that play by themselves. If you're trying to, because of the way the industry is these days, if you're trying to tour with a band or something, it's become very financially difficult. The people that are making money now tend to be the single DJ producers that can perform alone.
Are you thinking of expanding this to other genres?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've focused on bass music and dubstep so far because that's what my partner's background is. Mm-hmm. But one of our main teachers, Steve Nalepa, he works with the artist Blood Orange. I don't know if you know him, but he's he's a totally different genre. He's not bass music at all. Steve just finished a big tour with him. They played at Coachella and all these Lollapaloozas in Latin America. So our approach isn't necessarily about one genre of music, but mostly electronic music still. The people that want to study online too are often the people that are interested in really I say nerdy music production techniques. Those are the people that want to study the most because they're trying to learn all the tweaky little techniques to make crazy bass lines or complex drum patterns or whatever it is.
What's one thing that you have in Future Proof that you wish you had coming up as a producer and an artist and everything you do?
Oh, the main thing is the community of people making music. That's really what we're trying to foster. I'm from the middle of nowhere myself. I grew up in Nebraska. So when I was making music, when I was making music, I didn't have anybody to learn from. And eventually I started a punk rock band, but I didn't really have like a big community to be part of. And that's really the most important thing, because that's what keeps you at it, keeps you involved, is feeling like there's other people that care about you and want to hear what you did, and you're excited to share with them. If you can just find a little community like that, you can go a long ways. But it's really hard to do that all by yourself.
What is your support system like? Because like you just said, you didn't have a lot of people growing up, and to have that community, and now that you're in this space where you're making this change, what is that support looking like to you now?
Well, now we mostly do it online, and there's good and bad things about that. But I would say my specialty is probably trying to foster community online and trying to make opportunities for people to connect and that kind of thing, even though we can't be together in person. And that is limited in some ways, but you can really do a lot. And there are so many people what's really inspiring, there are so many people that are like I was, in the middle of nowhere, and they just don't know anybody who is into the things that they are. And just to be able to connect online with somebody who tells them that they're not a freak, and that they share their interests, is really meaningful for people.
Where do you see Future Proof in 5 years, 10 years?
Well, of course, we're going to get bigger and take over the music industry. And as the other music schools get out of date, we'll be the last one standing.
I like that.
Well, music is changing, you know. I mean, AI is part of it, but you know, AI is also making it possible for all the other technologies to change faster, and it's easier to code and everything, and the styles of music are always changing. It's really hard for. I've worked at schools that were accredited with the state authorities before, and it becomes such a slow process. I'm actually on the board. I'm on an advisory board of another school here, the LA Recording School, and they're accredited. Just to change one course, you know, it takes like 2 years. They have to go through some process where the board recommends it and the committee approves it and somebody redesigns it, and then 2 years later, you know, and I feel like things are just moving too fast for that anymore.
So we need different processes in order to streamline.
Yeah,
everything.
that's what I feel like. And part of it, AI helps with that because AI stays up to date easily, and also learning from people who keep themselves up to date. What doesn't keep up to date is like when you make a whole program or make courses and make the videos and write it down, and then it gets out of date.
What advice would you give to the creative that feel like giving up because they haven't seen results?
I would say if you don't go through a few times of wanting to give up, then you haven't been in it long enough. How about that? I mean, I feel like, yeah, I mean, making music is hard. Making good music is hard. You're going to have to work at it for some years. You know, you're not just going to pick it up in a few weeks and be like, now I'm a music producer and think you're going to make anything worthwhile. So I think, yeah, you're going to have to be in it for the long term.
So before we close out, what was your favorite memory of any of your endeavors? Because you said you did bass, you had a punk rock band, you started a whole music school. What is one memory that stands out for you in your journey of music?
I probably like playing. It's either playing jazz in late night clubs or going to underground techno parties, I would say. Those are probably my two favorite.
What are they like, the underground techno parties? Because I've been telling the other day my artist that we played this song before to take me to one, and it's like pulling teeth. I'm like, you know what? Forget you.
Well, I don't know how it is in New York, but here in LA, if you go out to normal bars and clubs, it's always been like this too. They shut really early. It's like 2 a.m. and it's expensive. And of course now it's more expensive than ever. So you can't really have like a techno night at a club in LA. And you never could. It's always been like that. So people have always had underground parties. And in LA, there's a giant industrial area kind of southeast of downtown LA. Mm-hmm. And there's tons of warehouses there. And that's always been where the music scene has been as long as I've lived here. And you find out about it somehow. And then they have amazing events there with really high production and sound systems and visuals and everything. But the last one I went to was in what was it? It was like K&K Chemical Industries or something. It said on the outside. I just made that up. I can't remember. But it was something like that. It was something like that. So.
But you would never be able to guess that it was a warehouse party.
No, but there's always ways to find out, aren't there? So. Yeah, these days I still see people, I don't know, I see people posting on websites and Instagram and you find out somehow. I don't know, but it's always been like that.
So we're going to see you DJing more clubs, or are you focusing straight on Future Proof?
Yeah, at the moment I'm just focusing on Future Proof. It turns out that it's a lot of work running a company and building things online and working with people. So I'm pretty much just focused on this now. I was the last few years. I had a project called Liminal Shade. It was a darkwave band, but I was working with a singer in Honduras. Actually, we released quite a few songs, but last year I decided to take a pause on it because this is just I'm too busy with this. So,
see, I gotta have you guys send me music. You're like, I gotta see all this because
okay.
I could picture you like rocking out, but I could also picture you with the headphones and be like,
yeah, I've worked quite a bit as a DJ too, but I don't know. Now I've kind of gone back to playing instruments. It's more fun for me. That's how I started out.
So just bass. You just do bass.
I play bass and I play another instrument called the Chapman stick, which is kind of obscure one. It has 10 strings. You can play like guitar and bass stuff both on it.
What is the hardest thing about learning all that?
What is the hardest thing about learning it? It's coordinating your fingers to go in the right place at the right time. That just takes hours and hours of practice. There seems to be no way around it. Even if you're really talented, you still got to sit down and because you got to build up the muscle memories, to have the reflexes to do it.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulty.
That was probably my fault. I had a fun time talking to you.
See, StreamYard, I always blame StreamYard for this because they don't want us to be great. But that's also just me being extra. I would love for you to somehow bring what you're doing here over to the East Coast because I feel like it would be beneficial, for artists to be exposed to stuff like this. Like I was talking
they can check it out at futureproofmusicschool.com. They want to get online with us.
Yes, but we need a Future-Proof Music School promotion team on this side too.
Well, maybe when we get big enough, we'll send somebody over there. I used to go out there for events when I worked for Dubspot, actually. I don't know if you know, Dubspot was in Manhattan, like the West Village.
I still think it's great. Like, I love doing this because you guys all tell me your stories. I'm like, damn, I kind of wish I was able to do that. But society's not like that no more. Like to be able to go travel and tour and do all of this in the way that I don't want to say successful because everyone's success is measured in their own way, right? But to be able to live the dream like you guys have, now that would be just amazing.
I mean, I feel like you don't always achieve success in the terms that you thought it was going to be, do you? I always wanted to tour and travel, but I never thought I was going to play Chinese pop music to do it. And that's what ended up happening. And that was pretty fun, actually. But wasn't really what I set out to do.
So where can they find you? Once again, tell them where they can find Future Proof. And if you got anything else with that coming up that they should tune into.
Just check out futureproofmusicschool.com. That's pretty much all explained there, all our programs and everything. We'd love to have you join us. You can try talking to our AI on the site. You can call it and talk to it on voice, which is pretty entertaining. I've spent a long time trying to get the AI to give the right answers about music. So if you have any questions about music production, you can drop by and ask.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for tuning in for day 2 of this 4-day podathon, we're going to call it. The goal is to get John Van Seggern on Neighbors and In the House show. So everyone, if you want to see him really talk about production and EDM, definitely tap into that with the other day. Annoy him until we get the day together. But
okay.
Of course, catch us here on our website, www.rawrzonenyc.com. Tuesdays on Fab 94.5, Wednesdays on Pulsar 82.3 FM, and of course Friday on the Evening Rush Network Radio. We are powered by Future Proof Music School, and of course the PNSBC. Shout out to them. May 30th, Road to the Give Back. Please support. If you can't come, please make a donation. We don't bite. We're actually kind of fun, and we're doing it for a cause. But I'm going to leave everyone with the little humor that I do at the end of every episode, but also reminding them to remember who the fuck you are.
I've got one more thing to say, and it'll only take me a second. I've got 2 words that I want you all to remember. They're very important. And if I leave you with anything, I'm going to leave you with these 2 words. And those 2 words are, I'm Batman.
Good night, guys. John.